Hey guys,
Hey Remy Rebels.
welcome back to another episode of Girl Talk.
Yeah, I know what this is.
Today we're updating you on what happened with the new Trophy Wife's page because SheraSeven actually responded to her. Not directly, but she responded to what's going on. I'm sure people were wondering, what does Shera think of all of this?
The tea is hot, honey.
For those of you who don't know, a YouTuber by the name of the new Trophy Wife, also known as Isis, posted a video that has now 2.3 million views in 1 week. And she let us know her husband has been SAing her children. In that video, she also let us know that in the beginning of her relationship, she was raped by her husband 4 times, which is very alarming.
Concerning, alarming questions, everything.
Now, we're not here to judge,
Absolutely not.
but the information is troubling. I do want to let you guys know in the other video, I said that Isis was with her husband for 1 year, but it turns out after doing more research, because I never looked at all of Isis's videos, which no one else can, because she actually mass deleted everything on her YouTube channel due to everyone deep diving her channel and finding video clips of her talking about her marriage and questioning her judgment, questioning her thought process and everything.
Because it's just like, if you're smart and you look at the pieces,
It doesn't add up. In terms, not that she's lying, it doesn't add up that she didn't see there was a problem. There was a post that showed that she was celebrating her 4-year anniversary with this man. So even though he raped you 4 times, you stayed.
and promoted how amazing your relationship was, I struggle with that.
And I think a lot of other people struggle with it. But the issue is you guys have taken that and reframed your blame towards Shera7. There's multiple videos out talking about how Shera has dangerous advice. Hypergamy is the reason this happened. You guys, you low down shorties who want to be with broke men,
They be looking low down too.
if you see the girls saying these things, they be the low down girlies. They are loving their gotcha moment right now. But it's not a gotcha moment. A broke man can be a predator. It's very strange how you guys have reframed this and like, yep, that Shera7 advice, that's what it got her. So here's what Shera7 herself had to say about that.
You said somebody got married after 1 week. Did they need a green card, ma'am? Were they about to get kicked out the country or something? I don't see no reason to marry somebody after only knowing somebody a week. That's not smart. Okay. If anybody marries somebody after 1 week, they dumb. I'm sorry. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You dumb enough to do that, I'm sorry for you. I can't deal with dumb people. I mean, smart people, they know better. Dumb people, desperate people will do anything. Get money, be smart, have options. That's what I always tell people. If you dumb, I can't help you. There ain't no way anybody can help you if you stupid. She said she learned from me. Well, she didn't learn how to be smart. I tell people all the time, don't say my name if you are desperate and being pygmisha. Don't claim me. If you are desperate and you're not smart enough to get the bag, flip the money, have options. If you stupid, don't claim me. If your IQ is low, please don't claim me. I teach women to be smart, not desperate. If you're desperate, don't claim me. I'm sorry, but if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be smart? Did you learn how not to be desperate? You didn't learn from me. You learned from whoever putting clips out on TikTok 30 seconds long. You didn't learn from me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Did you learn from this channel or did you learn from 30-second clips on TikTok? Because I didn't put those out. You didn't learn from the YouTube channel? Did you learn over here? Did you learn what I said after 30 seconds? Did you hear what I said after sprinkle, sprinkle or before? Did you hear that? Did you hear when I said stop being desperate? Did you hear when I said don't be a pygmisha? Did you hear when I talked about background checks? Did you hear when I talked about all this other stuff? About not dealing with men if you have kids until they're old and grown enough to speak for themselves and be in school and whatnot. Did you not hear when I said all of that? Because you was not following the real account? Don't blame me. It's not funny, but you know, when people give off desperate vibes, they attract people that want to take advantage of desperate people. That's why you should never do anything desperate. I don't teach women to be desperate. I teach them to be smart and know their value.
So,
yeah, so here we are. SheraSeven is like, girl, I explained way more than what you did. Little breadcrumbs. I really, like she said, she was like 30 seconds is probably what you were watching on TikTok.
it's funny, when we did our video, you kept saying, Shera doesn't teach this.
Yeah.
Shera doesn't go by this.
I'm like, she doesn't know. Like, she's very serious about the things she talks about. And like, her talking about police checks and all that stuff. Like, she talked about everything and you didn't care to do none of that.
And what troubles me the most is that Isis says she has been watching SheraSeven for years. Here's the clip.
All right, ladies, so one thing that I've learned from SheraSeven of all the years I've watched her, the most important thing is emotional control. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your man. And being able to control your man is how you get what you want.
Yeah, so what have you been watching, baby girl?
I think it's so effed up that you could even mention her name. I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna hold you, no deadass. And I think that's why you deleted the videos. You're like, this is awkward.
It doesn't match what you're saying. Like, when I study women, and I have been for a long time now, I don't say, yeah, I do this and that, and then my life doesn't reflect it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like, I really study, like, this girl, and then, like, I'm, like, getting beat up by my man, or, like, men are dogging me out. That doesn't make any sense. The math ain't mathing.
And just so you guys know, Isis's husband is the father of those kids. Her husband is the father of those kids. We previously thought, a lot of us did actually, that it was a stepdad because she never really said biological father in the video. So I wasn't able to grasp.
And she said she had 4 kids, so it's kind of like, it seems like they could, you know, might not be his kids. We don't know.
Yeah, but according to, I mean, this is what everyone else has been saying. They said, no, those are his kids. She had 2 with him. So here are some other details when it comes to Isis, the new trophy wife, that we learned. After this went viral on the internet, clips were posted from her other videos, and we learned more about her backstory and her life. We were not made aware that not only did Isis marry this man in 1 week. Rule number one from all relationship gurus. We're relationship gurus ourselves. We've been studying relationship dynamics, masculine, feminine energy, and etc.,
yeah,
for about 2 years, including spirituality. You're correct. And SheraSeven is not the only woman that we watch. But rule number one, you will not know who a man is in his true colors unless you have been with him for 6 months plus. They can keep up a front for up to 6 months.
Yeah, they're like really good at scamming. Like, you guys don't get it. You have to be on guard for 6+ months. And on top of that, even then, it's all about being very logical when it comes to them, which is why I'm fully against hooking up with them, because you can easily ignore red flags.
Absolutely.
And you need to be able to watch and actually document, like, is he consistent amongst those months? Like, has he been consistent in the things that he did then? Is he continuing them further even after the 6 months?
Because you know how women always say, he treated me so well in the beginning of the relationship and I don't know what happened. You weren't paying enough attention. Guys, ladies, you have to always pay attention to your man. Don't just fall into the la-la land of it all. Yes, enjoy your relationship. I'm not telling you to constantly be stressed, but you need to always be a little suspicious until he really proves himself. You have to, for your own safety. I'm not saying you live your life in fear and love and relationships, but you guys do this thing where once you guys get together and it's like all fun and you just decide like husband material, you ignore all the red flags.
The best thing, like Shera Sevens said, no man is ever gonna love you past the point of logic. It's just not possible. Like, there will be a point when logically you may not make sense for him and he will do something about it.
Yep.
Period. He will never love you to the point where, oh my God, unconditional love doesn't matter what she does. Never.
Yeah,
that's clear for you as women. We are innately loving creatures. That love is meant for our children. I was taught by my wise ones. That love, that beautiful feminine love that we love to pour, that's meant for our children. For men, you need to be actually logical. You really do.
I'm extremely logical when it comes to men. When I think about, this is a great quote. This is a Shera Seven quote too. Men do not love women to the point of destruction.
Yeah.
Women love men to the point of destruction. In terms of women be the ones down bad. Yes, a man can be heartbroken and stuff, but that's not because of love. It's ego.
Yeah, they're usually narcissists. They're usually mentally unstable. That's different. Like, you know, the ones that are like, yeah, I would die for you. They're not well. That's not the same thing.
But a woman, you will pour everything into a man, and when he hurts you, it will literally, physically, and emotionally destroy you. You've seen it before. I know you've seen it, and you may have experienced it. And the reason of that is because, number one, you center men in your life. That's the only way that you can love to the point of destruction. You can't center men. Women who don't center men are the ones that will be in the most prosperous relationships because you are not afraid to lose him.
And it's like, also centering men can make you become a dangerous woman. That's all I've been learning. Those women that are so like worshiping men, putting them on a pedestal, when they do that, the amount of times now I've been hearing and I'm like, oh my God, like the women that have men that touch their kids and then they get jealous of their kids.
Yeah.
Because their men are touching their children, that they no longer see their children as their own, but competition. Do you hear yourself? That's how much you idolize men. That is the most disturbing thing I have ever heard in my life.
You guys need to decenter men from your life. It's getting out of hand. I'll use them as an example. Now, don't shoot the messenger. Mariah the scientist centers men in her life. You can hear it in her music, and you can see it with this relationship with Young Thug.
Daddy, am I your baby?
Daddy, am I your baby?
I'm sorry.
Yes, you can support your man, sure.
Yes, it's comical, but you can see the dependence involved, and that already is pretty alarming. There's actually, you could hear her child innocence, like it's like her inner child is speaking out and is looking for that comfort that perhaps she didn't get from her own parents. So this shows that like if you don't work through your traumas, like I will say this till I die, you will project, especially onto men, especially hoping that they'll be your new daddy, and things can go left.
My baby. She was a ride or die for this man for 2 years.
Men don't like those things, okay?
It may seem like they like it now. They like it. Their ego likes it. Their ego likes it, but they themselves are not in love with it.
Because love, it doesn't involve ego. So how is that possible? Like love, real love, ego is not involved. It's vulnerability. It's walls down. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
I'm sorry. It did alarm me. It didn't alarm me that she wanted to see her man and left tour. But it alarmed me that she left the tour completely. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. But she was opening for Big Lotto's tour, and after he got let out, she decided she's not going to open anymore.
She's out here
so she can be on house arrest with him.
She's out here taking care of his kids and like
his 8 children,
and like doing stuff like to be there on his behalf, like.
And everyone think it's so sweet that the baby mama said she's so amazing. She made sure Thug talked to his kids every time. What do you mean she made sure? He doesn't want to talk to his own kids? Like,
I just feel like, when I heard this, I was like, he's a rich man. You have assistants. You have friends.
Right.
Why is it on her back as responsibility?
But that's probably because she wants it to be, because she centers men.
Back to the main point.
Like, that's our point, though. You guys are like, nah, she ride or die. Nah, y'all just hating.
The statement "ride or die" is the most disturbing thing that's ever been created. I'm like in shock. I can't believe how messed up that word is.
Your Honor, I am not a ride or die bitch. I am not gonna ride or die with you. I'm riding until the wheels fall off.
Literally.
When
the thing stopped rolling, I said, okay, well, I guess I'm out.
I'm getting out of the car. You're sorry, baby boy.
Your car ain't working. That's disgusting.
I don't want to be part of it.
I like cars that move. Thanks.
Another issue is the way you guys have reframed hypergamy to be like this awful thing.
So hypergamy essentially is the want of, like, as a woman, especially if you are most likely, it doesn't actually matter. You basically either, if you're in the class of being rich, you want to maintain that, and you want to date a man who is richer, and also it can also involve social status as well. You basically are looking to find a counterpart that can elevate you in society, whether it's financial, social, etc.
And you don't have to be rich.
You don't have to be rich, but you can be. Like, some people think you're just a broke girl. Like, there's rich women that want men who can elevate them in society. Like, we see it all the time. So, like, a great example is Meghan Markle. Like, she went after a man. Yes, she was rich. She had her own money. But she knew that he's going to elevate her in a whole different way. So, which is why, like, that's a great example of hypergamy. She knew he has riches. He has, like, family, like, tradition, all those things.
Another great example that I love to bring up is Serena Williams. One of the most rich and established athletes in the world. And she did not date down. She dated up. And not just because he's rich. She went after character. This man worships her. He's the creator of Reddit. There's never going to be a competition between them financially. There will never be
and
that
that's
weird energy.
Important aspect. So it's not really about money. I think broke women are just so lazy and embarrassed of their situation that this felt like a Hail Mary. Like, they felt like, oh my God, finally I can feel less gross and dirty about myself.
The amount of content
that's
is
the real
out.
tea.
These connections, Shera don't have anything to do with this. And you guys know that all men, any man can be a predator, an assaulter. Like, it has nothing to do.
It could be a rich man. It could be any man. Men innately can be predators. Don't know what DNA is that. Researchers need to get to work.
Facts.
But it does not matter about social status. You guys are just lazy, and you don't think you're worthy of a man who can provide and take care of you. That is the truth. So you're going to look for any reason to justify your disgusting life.
Absolutely.
That's the truth. The women that don't believe they're worthy of more because, like, love isn't not enough. How many times have you heard that phrase?
Love is never going to be enough.
It will never be enough. Sorry, no. And if you have a belief in your value as a woman in this world, spiritually, quite literally spiritually, and just logically, like, I don't know what is 2 + 2 = 4. Like, you're giving birth. Do you not hear how many the women, how they risk their lives being pregnant? They lose their teeth. They lose their hair. The things you go through to even carry the child of a man, because his sperm grew in your body, you have to go through so much. He just sits there watching you. Like, that alone is crazy. The social status that men gain. If you think that you just like, your love is enough, that means you have low self-worth.
Self-esteem.
That is just it. Period. You guys want to wrap it in a bow being like, love. It's fuck money. It's about love.
You can find a good man and he don't have to have all that money, but you guys don't care about your futures.
You have a scarcity mindset. You didn't believe you can get more.
You need to understand dating down is not going to benefit you, especially if you are a woman of status. It's not going to work. We have Keke Palmer constantly telling women, oh, I've dated rich men. I've dated them. And that did not work out for me. And I just feel like, for me, it doesn't matter because my mama and my daddy, they paid 50-50 our whole lives. I just don't really understand it. You dated down and you got mollywopped
You got knocked the fuck out. And that is so sad because you have been working since you were a child.
12.
So it's like very sad to see how you are able to do all that and then go meet some bottom of the barrel trash.
And what kills me is even after that, you still are coming and sitting down and telling women to date down.
I don't know what kind of propaganda you're on, what kind of plant you are, but girl.
And this is also a perfect example. She dated down, guys. Where is the women that are talking about this hypergamy shit? Because Keke Palmer, a very rich and established woman, dated down, and he assaulted her. So, what now? That's my question to you.
Exactly.
Because it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the character.
Do you have an
of
answer
the man.
for that? Is SheraSeven to blame for that? No.
He was a dusty.
It's her lack of self-worth. Unfortunately, guys, you guys don't want to hear it, and you guys are going to think, oh my god.
They're victim blaming, because we're not victim blaming.
No, but unfortunately, if you are spiritually in tune, you will learn that your reality reflects what you think about yourself, and that is just that. It's not like, unless it's like literally generational passed down.
Because there's generational curses.
Because there's generational curses where, especially children, they didn't have, like, when things happened to them, that wasn't their fault.
And you can watch our last video to learn more about generational curses. It will be linked down below.
Linked in the card. There's like a card that will pop up. So yeah.
But aside from that, whatever you think in your head, like if you think, I can't be with a rich man because rich men are bad people. If you literally have this belief, the only rich man you get in is what?
Bad rich men, because you said they're bad.
So why would a good one come to you? You don't believe that exists. And your mind only gives you what you believe.
And that statement right there is the first step. If you don't even know that, you're going to sit here forever being a martyr and always thinking that everything happens to you. But unfortunately, you happen to you. Okay?
You are the creator of your reality. I know you've heard this before. It's true. You are the creator.
I didn't know this. And then once I really understood it and really tapped into it, I've been like the power, the blessings, the things in my life that I see. I'm like, I can't believe that I am closing my eyes to these things. God has blessed me even more because I fully understand like why he put us here in this universe, basically.
And I hate to say it, but I really don't think Isis believed that she could get a better man. You were R-worded 4 times, and that wasn't a red flag to you. No, that was a red flag to you instead of an immediate out. And you were
like, oh, that's weird.
But you were like, well, there's probably not going to be another guy that's going to marry me in a week and pay all my bills. You bought your own ring.
That already demonstrates the desperation.
You got married in a courthouse. There was no care.
I'm like, this man didn't even romance you. I'm like, that's why I was like, I don't
Trophy
know
wife.
Where you learned this from, Sheriff. How is that possible? No way. I watch her videos in full. I literally will sit there watching her live sometimes. And I'm like, she literally teaches you to be really in your feminine and leaning back and wanting a man to do the work, to prove himself. That is what she teaches. You did the work.
She has a big rule that you have to wait for the man to fall in love with you first. Did he fall in love with you? I'm sorry, Isis, I have to say this to you because your kids are now victims to something that I fear could have been avoided. I'm sorry. Another thing Shera teaches is that you need to have your own money. Use his money and have your own. Now he's apparently, Isis has let us know, he's cut her off. He cut off all her credit cards. He cut off the internet in the house. He cut off everything, and now she has a GoFundMe. Please go donate to her to help her and her kids. But the fact that you have to do that proves the point of like, you missed the mark, babe. No woman that's with a provider man should literally only have his money. Like, the fact that you don't have something to fall back on if anything goes wrong is the worst mistake any woman can make. That is, no woman teaches you guys that.
I honestly thought, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, not to be rude, but I really thought, like, we all, like, I feel like there's so much TV shows that have been demonstrating this. There's so much reality TV shows. Like, I thought we were like getting to the point where women were like, oh hell no, you guys are so independent. The amount of independent women I see every day. So to me, that behavior is kind of crazy to me. Like,
It's unacceptable.
to not have your own. I don't even understand. Women want to be men so bad these days that I'm shocked that you didn't have your own money.
Like, being a trophy wife, in my perspective, if you want to be a stay-at-home girly doing your content, of course, I would have money in the bank. I would have money. I will never rely. You guys understand? There's having a provider man and expecting that, and there's relying on a man because you need to rely on him in order to survive.
And on top of that, like, not only is it important to have your own money, but you're supposed to be able to be in a state, which is why I believe in hypergamy and why I will be involved in it, because I want to be able to do something that defines me, that creates some, like it's basically when you have a job that is you're passionate about, that makes you so much more attractive. The money is just a bonus. Passion just creates abundance. So it's like, to not do anything, that alone makes someone, a man in your life, not really care about you or give a fuck about you, because he
won't see the value.
A value. He doesn't feel like you're just like this dumb girl that, like,
You're literally a trophy to him.
yeah, you're literally a trophy sitting on the shelf, does not get up and do anything but just be there and do like basic stuff like being a mom. And being a mom is a lot of work. I'm not saying that it's not, but when you have your own type of passion of whatever it is, that just makes you more juicy as a woman. Like, any woman can be a mom, you know what I mean? Like, but can you do more? Is there more for yourself? When you pour into yourself, that's what makes you attractive. Pouring into your children is important, but you need more for yourself so you can be also a good mom. When you have nothing,
your kid grows up and your kid doesn't respect you either.
Yeah, and you're showing them that do nothing and just go, like, you're just continuing a sick cycle and teaching them. And unless they're smart to realize, okay, like, that doesn't work. But unfortunately, some kids see that and they will copy and paste.
And I fear that you guys think because Shera Sevens says you're too pretty to work, you shouldn't have a job, that she means that you should be broke and rely on a man. She's never said that.
She literally has a rich husband and she's here on YouTube. Do you see? She said, okay, well, I'm going to do a job that it doesn't require me to go crazy. I'm not sweating. I just got to sit down and talk.
The whole point is she doesn't want you up in that grocery store. She wants you relaxed doing your cute job that you want to do.
Energy,
your feminine, cute job.
Yeah, like we don't want you to be a man who, you know, these men, how they take 3 jobs just to like provide for the family.
Yeah.
Half the time they don't even like those jobs, but that's like normal for a man to do because that's their duty. They feel prideful even if they're unhappy. They're just knowing that they're doing something for their life, their family, is what makes them feel good. But as a woman, that does not work for us. It drains us. It makes us look ugly. It ages us. You need to do things that are fulfilling and feel good to you.
And that's why you get a man who can provide so that you have the time to sit back, relax, and decide what is that thing that feels good to me. What can I do for myself?
Yeah, like,
and you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about that because of him. That's where that comes in.
Like, you don't, there's no risk. You're able to just explore, you know? And it's just more fun.
And last but not least, Shera always talks about options. And not just her. Every feminine coach, including us and anyone we watch, tells you to have options. You need to have options. But you didn't do that. You just went for the first guy. He asked Isis to be his girlfriend on their first date. He wanted to be the boyfriend on the first. You don't find this alarming?
And that's why I'm like, you did not watch SheraSeven. You were not watching SheraSeven. You were being guided by your generational trauma, okay? Period. Your trauma is what was driving the boat, okay?
Let me drive the boat.
Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Because if you were a SheraSeven student, you would know that is strange. I need to take a step back. This guy might be going on too strong. And keep dating other men and watch him closely. You don't just jump the gun on the first guy that says, oh my God, be my girlfriend. Like, you sound like a, like, imagine hearing that in high school. Like, That's like childish stuff, honestly.
And what's crazy, I know Shera says to date older men. I know a lot of the people say to date older men. He was 20 years older than you. Why is someone 20 years older than you acting like this? You don't find a red flag?
Like,
he wasn't even attractive.
And I have a feeling, I'm very curious to know your other two, I think, assuming 2 sons. I want to know what those men were like. I don't believe that this is the only man that was doing weird shit.
Mm-mm.
I feel like the other men were doing terrible things to you too. Because there's a deep desperation involved. And I'm like now thinking, if
were
you
you
jumped
in like
the
a
gun
broke
the way
situation?
you did, were you broke? Were you left in a really bad place?
Yeah, these guys, this guy, I'm assuming it's one dad for the 2 children. For the 2 boys. I hope so. And I'm gonna assume that you were in a situation that felt like you had no money, you were begging for scraps, and he didn't care, and you told yourself you will never let this happen. Came across SheraSeven. Don't know what you learned from her, but you came across SheraSeven and heard, go for an older man, he gonna pay your bills. I think that's quite literally like the beginning and end of what you grasped from her. And here we are today. So yeah, that's our update on the new trophy wife.
Yeah, basically you did not watch SheraSeven. She had no role in this. Sorry.
And I would really appreciate if everyone would stop deciding to take the blame off this disgusting man and finding you guys are digging for scraps. You've decided Shera is the big villain of the storyline. It's blown my mind seeing it all over TikTok and YouTube. Shera's not the villain. He's the villain. He's the one that's assaulting the children. I don't know what we're talking about.
That's how I know you guys have been feeling dirty. 100%. You've been feeling dirty, and you came out of your rat hole and decided to come out to play because you felt like it was safe or whatever.
You're like, yeah, these bitches that be saying they want a rich man, that they can get all that. Well, look at you.
You guys have been grumbling in your homes. That's hilarious. In your caves.
Yeah,
because it's giving cave woman. Get your life.
Anyways, you guys, make sure you go on Isis's YouTube channel, click on her video, and click on the link in her comment section and donate to her GoFundMe, because I don't need these kids out on the street just because Isis wasn't able to think this through. But God gives people very tough lessons in order to push through in life. And even though it may look like this is a very dark and messed up lesson, I pray for you that this is the biggest wake-up call and you're able to transform your life moving forward.
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't seem like you, and I'm just saying from my own opinion, it doesn't seem like you are in an emotional state or have the confidence to be even seeking a relationship. I think you need to seek a relationship with yourself, work on your self-concept, and that could take...
Become a real humble woman, and
that could take a couple years with the type of trauma that you're carrying.
Yeah.
And that's okay if it will get you the
Stop
actual...
trying to get, you're doing the get rich quick scheme. That's what happened, and it blew up in your face, basically.
You gotta build. You know, when people become wealthy, they've been building bricks for a while. You gotta build. You were just looking for the money. You weren't looking for the character, and you weren't looking at yourself first. You need to fix what's in here. You need to heal that trauma before you can go and seek anything. And I do hope that you end up with a man who can take care of you and your family in the future.
And background checks this stuff. Do the background checks. It's so important, honestly.
Yeah.
You don't know who these men are, even if they have money.
You just don't know.
Yeah, yes, it can come out clean. That's why you need to be logical. I don't care if it comes out clean, because y'all would be like, oh my god, it's clean, I can trust him. You're dumb.
All we're saying, guys, for at least a year, be in love, be happy, but be suspicious.
Always.
Honestly, keep your eye on him. I would be suspicious for life, for real. And that doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean you're always like, give me, what's in your phone?
I'm not stalking or anything. It's just you just always can't help but just always just make sure you're assessing everything and you're not just playing dumb.
Don't play dumb when it comes to how you feel and approach your man. Play dumb with him, yes, but don't play dumb when it comes to assessing scenarios where you know that, was that weird? If you feel like, was that weird? Take notes.
If you're
Just
not,
take
especially
notes.
for those who aren't highly sensitive, I'm very sensitive. I pick up on body cues. I pick up on facial expressions. I was born in a way where I can do that. A lot of you guys can't. People who are neurodivergent, they can pick up social cues that like other people can't. They can pick up like the outer cues. Kind of like in a movie or a show when they are very obvious about those cues, those specific cues, the facial
We see them
expressions,
in real life.
I see them in real life.
We always know what's happening.
Not only am I hearing your words, I'm picking up all the cues that you leave. So you can say one thing, but I will leave with something else because I know there's a bigger story.
And also, men lie. Men lie, men lie, men lie,
They
men
really
lie.
do lie. I almost
anything.
didn't believe that for a while, and yes, they do. Yes,
They lie
do.
for anything. Anything to make themselves look better, anything to impress you, anything to keep something that could make them look terrible out of your view. And with that being said, this is why you should always be suspicious.
And you should also not feel like you need to tell people everything. Like, if it's something you don't want to say, don't say it, make it up, okay? And
do not tell men your trauma. Isis unfortunately let him know that she was R-worded. She let him know that she was molested. Men don't need to know your deep secrets. We'll repeat that again. They don't need to know. Be mysterious. Tell him about your favorite color, your favorite food. Not that you were cheated on 15 times in your last relationship and then you tried to hit him with your car because
this tells
he
men
made you
how
so
to treat you.
mad.
They're like, okay, she's been through the gutter, so if I give her some fake energy and show her how crazy a monster I am, she's locked in. She's already used to it.
If I give her some fake energy and show her how
Yeah,
crazy that
yeah, like fake energy of like see me like a good person in the beginning, and then like if I like pretend like I'm this great guy and then I show my face, I know she'll probably still be hooked on me because she'll think she hasn't found better than me.
Exactly. Be aware. And that's all we have to say, girl. Let us know what you think about all of this in the comment section. We love hearing your perspectives. Make sure to like,
Comment,
share,
and subscribe,
and turn on that notification bell, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.
Yo, hey, yo.